What is going on, guys? Rajiknight coming at you once again with some more Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited for the PlayStation 4. Today, if you read the title, and you should, because if you don't know what this video is about, you really should stop clicking on things before reading them. For all you know, you just signed your soul away to me. But today we are going over the vampire skill line. It's something that most people are pretty much aware of as far as the ability set, but some of the passives people aren't so aware of. So that's what we're going to go over today. So just hit your options button and head over to the skills section. Scroll down to vampire, and as you can see, there's really not a whole lot on here. As soon as you finish the vampire quest, the first thing you have unlocked is Drain Essence. It lasts for 3 seconds. It's pretty much an instant thing. It does take a couple seconds for it to actually cast. Maybe about 3 seconds. Range of 7 meters. Costs 948 magicka, which is a significant amount, but it's not too bad. And it deals 552 magic damage each second for 3 seconds. So you're going to do quite a bit of damage off of this. And it also heals health and stamina for 150% of the damage inflicted. So you're definitely getting a lot. You cannot cast it on anything that has recently been fed upon or drained. So that is a bit unfortunate. It means that in a fight you can't just spam this. But it also stuns your target, so your target cannot attack you. If you're one-on-one, definitely a good thing to have. The second thing you get is level 1 Savage Feeding. You unlock your next one at rank 4, which I'm actually going to be able to get here soon. As you can see in the bottom right, I'm a vampire rank 3, nearly halfway through it. But this one, after feeding on your target, they're stunned. So that again can be very useful. It's the same as whenever you block them, so if you come at them with a heavy attack after that, you'll knock them down and be able to get a few hits. The third ability that you get is Mist Form. Mist Form, if you watched my previous video, you got to see the Mist Form ability. It turns you into mist with a slight red glow at the base. Lasts for about 3 seconds. Takes it. It's pretty much an instant thing to cast. But all you really do is you reduce damage dealt to you by 75%. You are still visible, you can still be attacked, but it does up your defense. You cannot attack, and you cannot activate anything or interact with anything. Also, healing effects no longer work on you, or control effects. So if you're in a dungeon or something and you cast Mist Form and you're standing inside a healing circle or anything like that, nobody can heal you. So that is kind of a disadvantage of it. It does give you a chance if you have to move to a healing circle. It does give you 75% extra. The armor, I guess is what you could call it. You're going to be able to reduce your damage dealt by 75%. We'll just put it that way, because for some reason I cannot talk today. I am freaking tired. But this one has a very high magicka cost. It'll cost you 1,914 to cast. Again, the fourth thing that you will get is the next level of Savage Feeding. At rank 5, you unlock the ultimate, which is Bat Swarm. I love this ultimate. With a radius of 10 meters, you have bats swirling around you, dealing 586 magic damage for 1 second. And you can use this on crowds, or that's every second for 5 seconds. So you're doing a lot of damage, and you're to be able to do that damage to a lot of opponents. It costs 218. It's basically just your ultimate cost, but it is an instant thing, and it is an area attack, which I always recommend having an area attack on whenever you're going through a dungeon or if you're going into PvP, just because a lot of times you'll see people get grouped up and you can manage to snake a few kills in there sometimes. Also at level 4, I'm going to be unlocking a lot of stuff at level 4. You get your Supernatural Recovery. increase your magicka and stamina recovery by 5%. You already have increased magicka recovery, so you don't have to worry about this one too much. At level 6, you get Blood Ritual. This is the one that everybody wants. This is what allows you to bite other players. Unfortunately, you can only buy one player every 7 days, so it's not that good. Definitely useful. It's an easier way to get your bite than trying to wait for a Blood Fiend to spawn. But as you guys are already aware, people are charging a ton of in-game gold just to bite you, and this is why, because they only get one bite for every 7 days, and it saves you from having to wait. So people are willing to pay high amounts of gold for this. At level 7, you will get your first level of Undeath, which reduces damage dealt to you when you fall below 30% health. Lower health increases the effect, reducing damage by up to 33%. Hopefully level 2 will give you 60% reduced damage whenever you fall below 30% or whatever. I don't even know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously I don't have it, but I've heard some people saying that it does help some. It's just because it's a passive, you won't ever really notice it. At level 8, you unlock Unnatural Resistance, which reduces the severity of the health recovery detriment in Vampirism stages 2 through 4. As I've said in my previous 2 videos on the subject, at level 4 Vampirism, you have a 75% reduction to your health regeneration, which is massive. That is I can't even describe it. You will die more because you could not regenerate your health after a fight, and an enemy spawned back in while you're waiting on it to regen and came up behind you and killed you, than you will actually dying in a one-on-one fight. So this is definitely one that I cannot wait to get. However, I'm wondering how much the reduction actually is, because this doesn't say, and I have learned not to trust the forums because there's so much misinformation on there, and because this is the console edition, it may be different from the PC. Last ability on the tree is the Dark Stalker ability, which increases movement speed while sneaking and allows you to enter stealth more quickly at night. This one is actually more useful for thieves. If you aren't planning on being a thief or sneaking around anywhere, you really don't need this ability. It may be one that I purchase simply because I will probably have some extra skill points. I have 7 right now. So I may end up getting it just to have it, because you never know, it could come in handy if I do decide that I need to sneak somewhere. But it's really not too important to really focus on. One thing about all of these abilities, though, the active abilities, one thing you need to keep in mind is it is not necessary or required for you to have one or all or any of these abilities on your skill bar at any given time. Now, I do have Drain Essence and Mist Form on my ability bar right now, but really Mist Form, I tend to use that on accident because, as you can see, I have it on the L1 slot. And so every time I do my ultimate attack, I tend to also go into Mist Form immediately after, which is definitely annoying because it means I can't hit them when they're down. Because by the time it wears off, they've already stood back up and are ready to attack. So definitely annoying. I'm probably going to end up moving it eventually, but I like my square and triangle abilities right now, so I think I'm just going to keep them right there. But that is all for this video. This was a very short one. I just wanted to go over the vampire skill line, and really quick, while I have you, I will go ahead and show you Stage 4 Vampirism, 75% lower health regeneration, 40% more damage from fire attacks, which will never change. You always take 40% more. Your Vampirism abilities cost 21% less magicka to cast, which is one of the perks of being at Stage 4. And feeding, of course, reduces your vampire stage. Sneak up behind an enemy humanoid to feed on them. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys with my next video, which will be the different stages of vampirism. I plan on feeding to take it all the way back to 1, so I can actually show you guys the full breakdown on screen, so we can confirm whether or not these forums are accurate for the console version or not. So thanks for stopping, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.